Yeah, it's really a great pleasure and honor to be speaking and sharing whatever I've been blessed with in this age of rapid development in the material sciences. So I just want to begin casually by the experiences that I have been blessed to have from the time that I was into the formal education. So I did my medicine, that is the MBBS, in Chennai, Madras University, and that was the times when I was so proud of to be learning the modern sciences, and we used to walk with the collar up at that age, thinking that we are learning something which is really special, which many are not entitled. So somehow, by God's grace, I got this government seat, and as I was soaked up in the knowledge of modern world, slowly it dawned upon me that, as like many people also experience, that this knowledge was not complete, and we were unable to actually heal completely, and there was so much lacunae. Many things are termed like iatrogen, I mean the idiopathic, then iatrogenic, means we don't know the cause, or sometimes it could be the side effects of medicines that doctors give. So these kind of experiences actually inspired me to search for the depth of knowledge in our sciences. Previously, I was, in fact, as usually they all tell, especially Swami Vivekananda ji has told that the modern science is in its infant stage of excitement and discovering hidden principles and shouting about that. So in the same way, like initially when I joined the course, it was dissecting the human anatomy, and that exploration was something awesome, and it gave true knowledge. Exactly. Slowly understood that it's not the body that is actually the cause of many diseases, and there lie inner layers which are not visible. So when we passed on through the phases of dissecting the human body and exploring histology, microbiology, pathology, it was wonderful. But when you come to healing some basic things, we were awfully short of that. So as I progressed in my medical education, I did come to know of increasing deficiencies rather than feeling fulfilled. So that was a time when I explored into Indian sciences, Ayurveda, Jyotish. And in fact, I was very critical of these things without knowing it in my infant like evolutionary phase. So it was a nice journey, and personal experiences made me an experienced doctor. Like it's not, I don't say this many years of educated experience. I didn't mean that when I say experienced doctor. It's really, we can say that maybe I was lucky to be an experienced patient myself. So many of the things that we wish to heal, I was blessed with, the knowledge, first-hand knowledge, and so that was real great opening in my mind, which pulled me into the ancient wisdom. And way back, actually, it was during '96. I actually, after finishing graduation, I was somehow, by providence, brought to Devanahalli, Bangalore, and that was the first time I saw this wonderful advertisement in the newspaper about the School of Ancient Wisdom being conceived and planned. So many times I try to come and meet this great center. So there began my association with the School of Ancient Wisdom. That time I tried to come, and it was somehow I missed it. And then we again after many experiences in education and learning further, again came later in the 2010s like that, and then we were associated very strongly. Okay, that's why I had to tell. It was a fascinating journey that God blessed me with, and it took me to various places and meeting wonderful people, including our eternal president, we can say the most loved president, Abdul Kalam ji. I could meet him, and then Maharishi ji, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. He blessed me with certain knowledge that is at the core of human awareness for eternity. So I would be sharing here some very basic things that to condition, every health condition, and to every human being, which will help in gaining equilibrium at a very pace or level which we are really cut off from. Very deep sciences which everybody are well aware of here, like the various arts of meditation, various schools of philosophies. Explore those things which are, I'm very sure there are that knowledge. Somehow the modern system actually, I
You're audible, sir.
okay.
The video is not there, but we can hear you. Please speak.
So, okay.
We can't see you.
So, I will, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
There
I
is
have
some
disabled the video for better voice. Yes.
Okay, okay, that's okay, that's fine. Okay, so I will start sharing the presentation if that is the video is available. Anyway, I'll continue to talk about this aspect, certain very small aspects. That's why I call this presentation as a shortcut to peace and happiness, because I'm very sure that all of us here have the knowledge of all the other dimensions which are deep and personal. Okay, I'll just start the sharing of the presentation. Can the video be shared, Aniket?
Yes, yes. We can see.
We can see the video, yes.
Okay, great. Okay. It's dedicated to all the masters from all traditions across the globe. So again, we'll begin with a well-known proverb in Tamil. Katrathu kaiman alavu, kalladadu ulagalavu. So this we know is just known as the total sand that is in the world. So the scheme of presentation is, first, many of us would be hearing the mind voice. Are shortcuts good in life? We know that for anything we have to take the straight path. But why in a spiritual discussion we are telling our shortcuts means to peace and happiness? And then, can we afford to waste time? We know the situation, what we are now, is absolutely never before experienced by us in our lifetime. even everyone asks, how is it here? How is it there? Now we are truly united in all our experiences, especially this COVID-19 has been a blessing in disguise, because we know what are the restrictions that has actually been enforced on our freedom. But there are different dimensions that most of us would have realized by now. One thing is, this situation descended on us unaware, and we are unable to understand why this has happened, how this has happened so suddenly. It just came like a bolt from the blue. So we will have to understand what are the causative factors that the consciousness of the people of the current times, that they contributed towards this situation. Okay, and that's the second. And third is the intellectual detox. We have heard about the physical detox, liver detox, body detox, but we as human race require an intellectual detox now, and it's a must. And then we have the holistic dimensions of virus, because in the present context, we need to know a little bit about what is this coronavirus and how this we can easily transcend, how we can transcend that. And then I'm going to bring to you a surprising biggest enemy. Well, that will be like the midpoint. And then we go to know about Vedas, how they are the blueprint of human physiology, and then English gematria. And I also heard from the members here that the next session is going to be on sacred geometry. So luckily, and it was a coincidence that I am just touching upon little of that here in the English gematria, how English language is a divine science. And then also some very basic applied sciences which deals with reconnecting ourselves with the universe back. So then we'll go to the discussion and a small demo of some basic things that can instantly heal all of us. Okay. Now, to begin our presentations in a very cool way, I know already Bangalore is in good weather, but here in the Middle East, it's always hot this part of the year. And so, we can just see how this ice cream is loved by the majority of the people. Now, in the cold climates, selling ice cream is actually like, so easy. They can be cool and sell it. But imagine selling ice cream in the Middle East, in the hot sun. So this is actually on a sweltering hot day on a street of Baghdad. One of the famous Hassan al-Basri, one of the greatest scholars in Islamic history, he says, one man selling ice cream was shouting, "Have mercy on one whose capital is melting away." So this man was shouting, because imagine this person is having ice creams to sell and he has to do it in the hot weather. So those were the days when there were no malls as now. So he's shouting. Similarly, when he heard this, immediately he related to a surah in the Holy Quran as Surah Al-Asr. Yeah, here, what he says is, he could immediately connect with a surah that is, just as an ice seller would make a loss if his capital melted away, man in general will make a loss in the business of life if we allow our capital to melt away. So our capital is what? Our capital is time. Time. And Allah reminds us in Surah Al-Asr that if we waste our capital time solely for the dunya or the material world, then we make al-khusr, that is tremendous loss. So that is why in this juncture we require shortcuts, and these shortcuts are absolutely must now. It's also in Bhagavad Gita, we all know that Lord Krishna says, Aham Kalosmi, and many shlokas where Lord Krishna refers to Kala as himself. So here again in the Bible, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. It's the Revelation, King James Version, Bible, and we see that time is at hand. It's very vital. So this time where we can say, attacked by an unknown agent called Corona and this COVID-19 situation, it has awakened all of us to finding a common ground so that we can come out of this and again establish equilibrium with nature. So in that sense, are shortcuts good in life? Yes, definitely this has meaning when we take in a holistic way. In the material world, we have always heard, an analogy that better you take the straight path in life, avoid shortcuts. Of course, that's the truth in the material world. Whatever is a laid track, the proper track, may be time consuming, but it will be good and on the long run beneficial to everyone. Now, why we are saying shortcut? This is in the holistic dimension of inner travel. Now, we are all actually, many of us, not we in the sense of the limited esteemed members here, but the general world population, we are searching for many things outside, including health. We are all dependent on molecules. But we all have to access the shortest source. I mean, we can say this source that is so near to us, and that alone has a healing power by the shortcut. Now, today we are going to actually, we can say, rediscover something very, very beautiful and very close to our being, from which we are cut off. Okay, now you can see that majority of people now in the cities and even the villages are aware that the fitness is most important. They are all walking. Now, if you see, even in a village, many people start walking early morning and they're very active. They are at least, they are going in this direction. But are we healthy because of that? That is a question again to be debated. We know that the number of hospitals are increasing, and so many problems, as you see recently, there is chaos, and the government is doing their best to manage all this. But how are we going to face and solve the current situations of healthcare crisis? Well, we should know our enemy. So this is very important, isn't it? Most of the time we don't know what is the wrong that we are doing. Why? Because if every one of us are doing the same thing, then we become like immune to it. In the sense, we don't look at it as though it is a wrong. So it's very important that we should know your enemy. Now, this is a small, beautiful clue which we will discuss later in depth. But just remember, Soul Tech to Soul Tech, SOLE to SOUL. What is special here? Something unique. Well, why again? Why at this juncture? Can we afford to waste time? Not at all. In any yuga, we couldn't afford to waste time. But especially when we are in the cusp transferring from the Kali Yuga to Satyuga, definitely we cannot afford to waste time, because the other side is exciting of the state of Ramraj or balance that's really coming. And so we require to free ourselves from the tight boxes that we were packaged in the Kali Yuga and come out to be out of the box thinkers. Well, this is one very small demonstration of a video you're seeing.
Let us see what is the effect of compartmentalized vision in understanding any subject. In this slide, what would you guess is the cause of the bottle smashing into pieces? The right answer is of course the bullet. But then when vision expands and when we can see a more expanded picture, our answer would be that the gun is the cause of the smashing bottle, the bullet being a mere agent and not the primary cause.
Well, this is a simple explanation that the virus which we are talking about now definitely is causing a lot of havoc. But we cannot focus just on the virus, because the virus has been ejected from the cellular mechanism by wrong lifestyle and various other factors. So that's the point that we should always have. We should not see the peripheral results or mediums. We have to go into the core to understand any situation. And in that journey, we can see that the human cells, what dimension they are, and as we go down, we have the DNA, and in between comes the viruses. So it's very important intellectually to understand that the side effect. Now you see the drill. We can see the drill bit is piercing the wood. And because of this action, you get certain bits which are flying away, the spiraling bits. Now, can you believe somebody if they say that these dust particles, which are equated to virus, they are causing the hole in the wood? In fact, they are the result of a drilling process. It's not the cause. So similarly, if you see, here again, it's very clear, the drilling process throws out small spiraling tidbits. These tidbits cannot be attributed to the hole formation. This is how the biological virus cannot be implicated for a disease process. It is our social, what we can say, disconnect. As a society, we are disconnected from the evolutionary process, and that has caused this immune system to be compromised, and then these viruses, which are actually the side effects of wrong lifestyle, taking center stage. So,
do you have an open mind? Can you suspend judgment for a moment? Most people can't. But what if your job depends on it? What if the freedom to hug people depends on it? What if your life depends on it? Here's a new theory. First, consider that we live in a world where everything is toxic. The soil, the water, the air, our food, even our medicines are toxic. Even stress can be toxic. Now imagine that all these toxins are poisonous to us on a cellular level. Imagine that our cells have a defense and respond to the situation. Poisoned genetic material, either RNA or DNA, is packaged up and sent out of the cell in tiny balls of protein. Let's call these balls of genetic material exosomes. Let's imagine that exosomes act as messages to alert other cells of a particular poison, and so all throughout the body, more and more cells package up the poisoned material and release it. Also, at certain times of the year, due to temperature cycles, humans tend to purge a high number of these poisoned genetic materials out of the body, resulting in symptoms of illness. These exosomes neither cause illness nor are they infectious, though they do appear to spread throughout the body. Now, that's exosome theory. Let's move on to the established theory of viruses. Viruses are generally regarded as not alive. They have no cellular structure and do not reproduce on their own.
So we see that there can be certain biological systems that looks like viruses, that is exosomes. So there's also the DNA and RNA studies have clearly made us understand, they make us understand that we are all connected very much. And, the human body, which is basically the effect of vibrations. And these vibrations, divine vibrations, they are at different wavelength, and in different parts of the world, we have access to these vibrations, their dimensions being a bit different from the other geographical area. So here, the Vedas, the blueprint of human physiology, has been totally discovered, deciphered by Western scientists. Professor Tony Nader has done a great work, and you can see that the entire Rig Veda has been associated with the human nervous system.
It's an honor.
And then further researches have been conducted which proves that all the laws of nature are based actually on mathematical principles, foundations. So why we are seeing all this is because there is unity, there is design, and there is a particular way to connect back to that source, which is highly mathematical, like the pi value, which is constant. And this is nothing but so beautifully expressed in embryology, how the cells divide. These are nothing but mathematical principles in action. You can see that the chromosomes, how they split, everything is mathematical. So language is also mathematical, because language is nothing but symbology. Now they have discovered that the phalanges in the human hand has been correlated with the English alphabets. So it's a beautiful science that this age is witnessing. And
the universe cannot be read until we have learned the language and become familiar with the characters in which it is written.
So why we are so disconnected, though the knowledge has been presented to us? So what we are going to see now is a beautiful, simple method through which we can connect back with the universe and how we have been disconnected by technology. So one of the things that we see here is very basic element in our human body, the salt. Now we are emphasizing this in repeated talks because the knowledge is so profound and so practical that you can get results immediately. Now salt, the structure is cuboidal, the crystal salt, and This cube is very significant. Throughout all religions, we have had the cube represented in various symbols. You can see the cross is also nothing but an expanded single-dimensional cube. And then we have the 5 platonic solids, all also again correlated with Panchabhutas. So, the most significant pilgrimage spot in the world, Mecca, is also cuboidal. That's why, in fact, it's called Kaaba. These are all part of the sacred geometry and sacred geography. So they have power. Now, this in the miniature form is in the salt. And whatever you hold in your palms, that is really connecting to your soul. Because you can see in the picture, the palms, how they are represented in the brain is this way. They have the largest representation in the cerebral cortex. Now, we've seen the palms, but now we are going to see very, very important of how we ground ourselves. Now, this is something very basic that humans have been doing without their knowledge since eons, millions of years. But something strange happened in 1950s that cut us off, cut the entire human race, most of them, from their greatest source of electrons. Like oxygen, we are in need of constant supply of electrons, and that was cut by a great invention. I'll reveal it to you now. So this earthing or grounding, which we all can do it now. Now we need to ask ourselves, how many of us who are participating in this are on your shoes or chappal sandals? All of you just look down and or feel, most of us, I think 99% will be on our sandals and shoes, even in our homes sometimes, because it's cold weather. And many of us, all of us are walking, I'm sure. But if you are walking like this for health, are you walking with sandals? Then it's high time we don't waste our time. Really, it's time that we kick off our sandals, shoes, chappals, slippers, because you're going to see something really amazing. In 1950s, there was rapid development of the technology towards finding rubber soles for shoes. So many companies sprouted, and by 1960s, 70s, the whole of the world had the great pleasure of having shoes or some form of protection to the sole, SOLE. This was considered a great advancement because with the Industrial Revolution, the laying of the roads and other things made it mandatory that the feet should not be injured by the construction materials or even anything, stones, pebbles, all which so far was a big factor in injuring the people. So they the humans just accepted the easy availability of cheap footwear. And this did a great disservice to the health of millions of people. This was again discovered, fortunately, in 1970s, 80s by some wonderful souls who discovered accidentally, quite accidentally, how the disconnect with Earth was the cause of inflammation, autoimmunity, and all the other pathological diseases that attacked humans. So, are we human by ourselves? Of course, no, is the answer, because we are encroached upon by so many bacteria and viruses. Now, these bacteria and viruses, if they have to be completely decimated, and the reactions of the body's acidity, if they are going to be expelled, we need to be grounded. Okay, so now we see that we are conglomeration of so many other biological living beings like bacteria, viruses, and we are dominated by them. 40 trillion cells to 30 trillion cells of human cells. So we are in fact being bacteria and not being human, if you compare the cells. So now I want to just finish off this whole discussion with a direct demonstration of how we all can get well, free from viruses, free from pain, free from fever, any pain literally. You know, it could be arthritis, or it could be epididymitis, it could be tonsillitis. Because if you ground, we get a complete loop of energy from the ground, which is, seamless, it's eternal, it's infinite. So, yeah. Now, so actually with this, I want to demonstrate to you, after a discussion about this grounding, how important it is, and which alone by itself can cause a complete transformation in health. So I will just open it for discussion, and we will go into the methodology. And this is a shortcut, the sweetest shortcut that I would want to present to you and demonstrate how it can work overnight. Okay, kindly, the organizers, we can open this for discussion.
Please unmute.
Yes.
Okay. All of you have been unmuted now. You can join in the discussion.
Dr. Sathesh Vecram Addithyen, I have some small clarification on salt. Grounding we could understand, but how about salt? Can you slightly elaborate on that? It's a cuboidal sacred geometry, you said. Further, you can elaborate.
Okay, I'll just come out of this screen sharing, and I will. Okay. So, yeah, stop share. Can you see me? Yeah.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay. So this is a very interesting subject now, because it's so close that this cube, the salt, though rock salt, it doesn't appear like a cube. The molecular structure is cuboidal. So that has a very powerful energy, and just merely holding in the palms, it transfers so much of uh, vibrational energy to the cortex, because the palms deeply connected in the cortex, in largest area is given in the cerebral cortex to the palms. That is why, they say hands of God. Actually, we have the power in these hands, and if you are going to hold the salt with you, and that time, whatever is in your mind, that will be released to the entire universe, because we are connected in the quantum level. So, rock salt without iodine is a very, very potent catalyst because of its molecular structure.
So we need to hold the rock in our palms.
Yes.
That is for a short while during meditation or what?
No, after meditation or before.
Oh.
We can have it for 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh.
And whatever we pray or our cortex vibrates with those thoughts, that will be communicated to the infinite powers, and then we have to dissolve this salt into the water. So this is again, it merges with the nature.
Again, on that soul tech to soul, SOUL tech, is it talking about the grounding you are talking about it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. About that, I just want to demonstrate a 2-minute demonstration that will make all of us go grounded immediately, because immense research has been conducted, but these are not shared for whatever reason. Because, from anything, like even snoring, if many of you have experienced snoring, either personally or somebody nearby, that can be taken off by grounding.
Doctor, I want to ask you, how much salt do we hold in both our palms? You said 20 minutes, but how much salt are we supposed to hold?
Yeah, whatever fits in your palm, that's all. Just
so it should be okay.
Grab salt maximum, what you can hold without spilling it.
Right.
And all the palms to be connected.
And should we have an intention or visualize anything while we are doing this?
Yeah, very much. All the positive your thoughts, like your health, you're healthy, I'm full of peace, my mind is in equilibrium, my body is free of pain, or you can say my body is coherent, my body is hale and healthy. Those things will be realized quickly.
And how many days do we have to do this?
It's, until the necessity is there, you can do it. No, this one is very good. It's actually, these are earliest rituals done every day. It connects very much, because, when cooking, those times you used to use this all in the hands every day. That's why those people who cook are very healthy. They will be transferring the power from to the cook. Okay, and yeah, anything else about this before we move on to the soul?
So
Yeah.
Sir, I would like to know, is it like pranic healing, like distance healing, where they use the salt?
Yeah, maybe only the names are different, but the mechanism is the same.
Yes, because I have heard that we do a distance healing and we use the salt, crystal salt.
Yeah, very much. Unionized.
Okay.
Doctor, one question, please. You're talking about snoring?
Yeah. Yes.
And it didn't complete that.
Yeah, even snoring.
Yeah.
You can transcend or get immediate relief if you're grounding.
Say, how do you do that?
When like in the night, you need to lie down in the floor. Okay? And some basic sheet, not mattress. If it is not cold, you can opt for thin mats. And if you sleep the ground without sleeping in the cot or any wood nearby, your snoring will be very much diminished instantly.
You lie on floor. Okay.
Okay.
Without
That is not possible. Yeah, there is another trick I'll be showing right now.
Yeah.
1 minute. I want to come out of the screen background.
Yeah.
And I'll show my camera. 1 minute.
Sure.
Communicate none, yeah. Okay. I'm going to switch to the front camera. To the rear camera. Okay. Now, all of you can see voltmeter. Okay, yeah, 1 second. Yeah, now we can see the voltmeter.
Sir,
Can
we
you?
have to get rid of the.
Yeah, I removed it actually. Oh yeah, 1 second. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Now, what you're seeing, I'm still not holding the voltmeter. Now I have devised a grounding pad. Okay. 1 minute. Can you see this grounding pad?
Yeah.
Okay.
The stripes.
Yeah. Stripes, and this is a voltmeter. Now, one is I have earthed this black to the junction here. That is, it's earthed through a earthing rod. You can do it very easily. I'll tell you details. The other lead I am going to hold. Now you can see I'm holding the other lead. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see how much is the value there?
The 68 now is.
Now it's 200, 199.
Yes.
7.
Okay.
0 point.
Yeah, point.
Oh.
Point 180, 179. Okay. Now this, I'm actually keeping my feet over a mat. Okay. Now I'm going to touch the ground, which I connected to these. You can see this. I'm touching here, and you see the value there. All of you can see the value. Can you see the values, please?
No.
Zero. It's become 0. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. Can you see now?
Slightly to the left.
Yeah. 1 minute. Okay.
Yes, it's come to 0. We can see that.
Yeah. Now see, I am touching one side, and other one is grounded here. If I leave the ground, you see the volt, so much volt in my body. This is something very, very critical to our health. See, those times when we were created, and up to last 50 years back, we were all grounded always like this. If I touch like this, it should be 0. 0 current in your body. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we are not grounded, we are all burning ourselves every day. So, I request all our spiritual satsangis to spend maximum time grounded. Some way or the how we can ground. Now, we cannot say we can go back to the villages and do farming. We cannot. We are all now very much used to the sophisticated lifestyle. Whatever, even when we are going out, we are wearing shoes. That's actually killing us. So this is a great even a sort of reawakening to me in the last 6 months. This I started focusing on and got great results personally and also to my patients here. We had amazing healing. people, having for 6 years some pain just overnight. So please, all of you, this is a, biggest thing I wanted to share today. It's so easy. It's so simple. Now I'll tell you how to ground by very, very simple technique. See, if we go out in the park and, lie down ourselves every day 1 hour with bare feet and hands, wonderful it is, definitely. But the sleep, if 8 hours of sleep, we are grounded. Okay. Now, if it is in 0, your healing will be maximum. Just see here. Okay, how to ground now? I'm going to tell you very simple methods. Maybe some of you are doing it. See, buy ducting tape, an aluminum-based ducting tape available in all the hard electric shops. You may get this. Okay. Then you can spread it, stick it. Actually, it is a sticker. You can stick it on your bed. Okay, like where you keep your hand or leg, even near the foot end, you can stick it. And connect this. I'll show you how you should connect to the earth. Actually, there are wonderful machines available. They are selling the grounding pads all, but you can make one. Buy a normal plug, okay, and remove these pins. You can remove these pins, electrical pins, and connect a wire to this earthing element, and you can put it into your any electrical socket, provided they are well grounded. Okay. Otherwise, just a wire. You can connect the other end to a long copper rod. If you're living in a villa grounded in the ground floor, you can directly put that copper rod outside your bedroom window into the ground. Okay. And if you all have a voltmeter, you can check it yourself, and before you feel, it'll help you to understand so well. I'm telling you, miracles have been happening. Somehow the mainstream media or doctors have not focused or told this to people. Neither they are applying. So I was lucky enough to stumble upon it and experimented and have got wonderful results with this. In everything, you name it, even diabetes or autoimmune disorders, anything, you get wonderful results. So any questions regarding this? I can show you also how this will work with electrical fields also.
Doctor, one question.
Yeah.
You said the rubber chappals, when it came in 50s,
yeah,
it created problem. Do you suggest that instead of rubber chappal, you can go to leather sole?
Yes, absolutely. If the leather was conducting well, okay, we need to go back to leather. If all of us use leather, it will be grounded very well. But
thank you.
Yeah, better is much of the time you should walk without chappals also in the garden and wherever possible. Like in the school of ancient wisdom, we can put this knowledge, because the place is safe inside, is well maintained. So people can take stroll without chappals. That will help them a lot. Very much immediate. The results is immediate, not that you have to wait. Because the earth is flooded with electrons. And the electrons just travel up through your soles and neutralize the positive ions, which are actually free radicals, which causes all inflammation.
Okay, thank you.
Doctor, I have a question.
Please.
Hello, doctor. It's very nice listening to what you have said. I wanted to check, suppose we sleep on a wooden bed with just a thin bed sheet and a thin pillow, would that serve us for grounding?
No, the wood is, it's again not a good conductor. So better, like, on the mattress, if you can put this ducting tape, okay, and connect it to a wire that is grounded. Or a mat, straw mat is very good.
Straw mat, is it?
Straw mat on the floor is a very good conductor.
Okay, and if you live in apartments, does it make any difference?
No problem. Anywhere, apartment, high floor also, the floor is grounded. If it, you have to check it with voltmeter, okay?
I see. Okay.
Yeah, very simple. You should buy a voltmeter or multimeter.
Any other techniques to ground that we could use? Easy techniques?
Yeah, this is the easiest and cheapest I found out. Otherwise, we have grounding products, A lot of things are available in Amazon. You should go in for it. There are ready-made, there are bed sheets, grounding pillows, everything is available. But cheapest is this. And the best I would say is, please everyone, we should spend at least 45 minutes in grass, bare feet, and hand also, both. You have to ground both. Our results are tremendous, really. Just yesterday, a patient who suffered for 6 years with inflammatory condition, he told within 2 days, he has found such relief without any other pills. Probably this is the reason that it was not, become famous. Okay.
Satish, it's a great idea. Can you think of a product where the shoes itself is a grounded?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is already available. Grounded shoes are available. You can buy it, but we can also make it a copper. You can put something copper connecting your sole and the outer soles.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Many things are there. I'm very, really surprised that it's not in the vogue commonly. We have to bring it up. So
where do we get this grounded slippers? Where do we get this?
I think I'll refer you some websites in our group.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, how about saintly people?
Kindly share your presentation that a layman can understand.
Sure.
If you can share your presentation,
They should come out with shoes also.
Rerun it.
Sure.
No, the saintly people use the wooden shoes for walk. Is it allowing grounding?
Yeah, nice question. I really a new thinking. It may be, in some wood, we don't know because there are mysteries. They say each wood for one particular purpose. That could be certain wood that could conduct more well. And our ascetics could have used that. Maybe. To be possible.
What about saltwater baths? Will they help?
Absolutely, ma'am. That's a must. Actually, see, in our all the scriptures, it's been told that you have to have 3 times at least saltwater bath in the ocean. Better to suffer in the ocean.
3 times a week or when?
No, 3 times in a year.
Oh,
A year.
Yeah.
What about normally in the house?
Yeah.
You can
Take a fistful of salt and in a bucket.
Yeah.
You can just dissolve and take your bath.
And mopping the floor with little salt water, will that also help in grounding?
Yes. In fact, the world's most powerful disinfectant is salt, and we don't require anything else. Just for stain removal, you can use some soap. But otherwise, every day, we are supposed to use salt for mopping our floor. That removes not alone, all the bad bacteria, but it gives a lot of energy.
Yeah, the negative energy.
Negative is cleared. So the positive, infiltrates.
Okay.
And can you hold the salt in your fist and go for a walk? Is that okay?
No, I have not heard this, but because the salt is actually working in your mind. And what they say is, whenever you walk, you have to be in silence. So never pray. Intellectual work should not happen when you're walking.
Oh, you don't pray?
No.
But we do chanting when we walk. We do the Nama Japa.
Okay, but according to Vedas, it's written clearly, you have to observe silence during a few activities in your life. Nature calls, then walking, eating, like that. So walking is included. Even in Islam, it's told you're not supposed to talk. Rather, you should observe silence while these activities.
Now, how about intellectual detoxification? No, can you kindly little elaboration on that? Intellectual detoxification.
Yes, it's very like, we think we know a lot, and gaining that lot, we are spending a lot of time surfing. So first, we need to know that according to Gita itself, it says gradations. See, what they say is knowledge is better than one is another better than the other. Like that, when you see, intellect is not the ultimate level. Knowledge of self or meditation is better than intellect. So too much collection of facts will be counterproductive. So intellectual detox is one thing, to understand that intellect has a limit, and we have to transcend our thoughts for connecting back. And importantly, many wrong knowledge has seeped in. We have to clear that. That is the intellectual detox. When those who are connected with meditation are guided, that happens automatically. Yeah. So each time we meditate, we are doing intellectual detox. Very nice.
Please mute yourselves unless you want to speak, because we can hear other sounds.
Yeah. This grounding is the most useful thing that we all have to do even before, because meditation all done, suppose we are doing in the bed, this is not going to create a great transcending effect. We have to be grounded before. So make sure all of you should get a voltmeter. A very nice thing. You can see, I'm going to demonstrate actually, like an electric field, can change this. I just want to show you what is my voltage when I'm in the electric field. See now, without the chapels, my value is around 46. Now I'll just switch off the main power supply. Okay. I'm switching off the main engine, and then see. Just see, I'm not grounded. I'm still not keeping my hands on that grounding element. You see the current in my body is so less now, voltage, only 11. All of you should not sleep near a power cord or a mobile charger, anything. Don't keep. See, if I'm same thing, I'm going to switch on the I'm switching on the power cords. See this? We are bombarded. So this is the cause of pain. This is the cause of all the chronic pain. You will all be surprised if you just ground yourself. You don't require any pills for pain killing or sleeplessness, because we are bombarded by so much of electrons, good electrons on the ground. We are not using it. It's just like we are wearing a mask in the house and not breathing the fresh oxygen. So there's one thing I think we have to spread this to all the people whomever we are in contact with, after getting our own personal experience. Yes, sir.
I just have a question for you about the salt. What do you do after you've held on to the salt? Do you keep it, or do you throw it away, or do you dissolve it?
No, we need to dissolve it in the water, running water, like in the wash basin. That throws the quantum energy of your prayers to the universe. So you complete a cycle.
The demonstration which you gave just now putting off the power, the cable, that means while we are asleep, we need to put off all the electrical gadgets, keep our mobiles and other gadgets away from the room.
Absolutely.
Put off all the lights. Yeah.
Mainly, see, I observed in my house, I can demonstrate another day. The wall behind your bed rest, if you have another room there, and if that has a power cord there, and if you on it, finished here. You will get so much radiation from that. So kindly all of you check your bedroom and the adjacent room also.
That means we need to put off all the switches. Put off.
Please don't sleep near a power outlet.
I see.
Grounding takes place only when you walk on grass, or if we walk barefoot at home also, is it useful?
If your flooring is conductive, then it's good. Sometimes you put wooden flooring or some polyester, vinyl, then that's not grounding.
Good evening, Dr. Anchal here.
Yes, good evening, Anshulji.
So what about the floors?
Which floor?
Like the ceramic floors, whatever we are getting the flooring these days in the apartments.
Yes, see now, best I would recommend is all of you buy one small voltmeter, because nowadays everything, they are adding chemicals, some new alloy or, something we are unable to predict. So one has to test if your flooring is grounded or not. This is a very good voltmeter, and I can take another class, how we can use it for finding our body voltage.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, we can do another session where I can show you how to use this properly, and the other method. Practically, we can see how we can take yourself into grounded position. Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you, Doctor.
Okay.
What about
So
the
I think
Wi-Fi connections? What about all of them? There's so much of.
Please switch off your Wi-Fi when you're half an hour before you sleep, because one is directly the light from your screen is very dangerous, and then the Wi-Fi that you have the. You can see now.
Yeah.
This sound is because of the Wi-Fi.
Yes. Okay.
So we need I think we need to really, without experimenting in this, we have to switch off the Wi-Fi. This is very, very dangerous. I'll show you from the mobile phone how much radiation comes. As many of you would have seen. When you go near it, and if suppose I make a call, very powerful, see? When you go away from the computer, then it's less, and the phone. It's attached to your brain every minute. So definitely Wi-Fi should be switched off.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So
we will take the. So I request you to leave your phone number and your email address for the participants. If they have any more questions, I think we are now crossed 7:45. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave in the chat my number and website details.
So I think the participants can get in touch with you personally.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, doctor, you can carry on now. You still had a little to wind up.
Yeah, this is a major thing that would immediately bring difference to all of us who have participated in this. I wish we share the experiences of positive transformation by small things, because many times we have the herd psychology. Everybody are walking with shoes, we also walk with shoes. So if we share the positive experiences, it strengthens our lifestyle results. And I think we need to communicate more of remedies which will prevent and heal any chronic disease also, 100%. It's really a big science under promoted. Yes. So thank you very much for giving this.
I have a question.
Okay, yeah, please.
Okay, we'll have that as the last question then, doctor.
Yeah,
I was just wondering, would it be possible to send the link and to upload the video to be able to watch again? Because we had some disturbance in between. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Yes, we will do that. We always record the whole session. So you will see it on our WhatsApp group. Are you a member of our WhatsApp group?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, so then it will be loaded and the link will be given to you, the YouTube link.
Doctor, the final question.
Yes, please.
Some doctor only told me that please don't walk bare feet on the grass. There is some kind of virus which gets absorbed by the soul directly into your bloodstream. You will be able to explain it better.
So far as I know, if you are immunocompromised, then you should fear. Okay, you need protection, definitely. Suppose you are into steroid, you're taking some steroids or some long-term medication, better go with some protection. You can ground in your bed itself or in your home itself by these techniques which are shown. But if you're healthy, basic health is there, you no need to fear. Virus, our immune system has lived for 50 years. When these doctors have been, we have been educated since last 1,500 years. Okay. Our immune system has been there for eons, millions of years. So nothing to worry about. Basic hygiene, we have to take care. We are not asking you to walk in a situation, but within your home and home garden, I don't think you need to fear that. If you are healthy, if you have some disease states, then you have to take the advice of doctor. That's better.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So much, doctor.